Singapore was not listed as an affected country. The Cybersecurity Agency and GovTech work with our security agencies to monitor threats and respond to any cyber attack on our critical computer systems. Given their sensitive nature, we are unable to publicly discuss such operations and responses.
Mr. Yip.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I thank SMS for his reply. I just have a very short SQ. In light of this incident, how are our civil servants trained to be more aware of such cyber attacks by state-sponsored actors? Thank you.
SMS General.
So I thank Mr. Yip for his question. When it comes to the safeguards for our cybersecurity, for our critical information infrastructure, there are various layers and various issues that we have to think about, and it's not just about the training of our civil servants. That is certainly an important component of it, but we have a multi-layer defense in-depth approach in securing our government's ICT systems. There are preventive, proactive, detective and reactive measures that we put in place to defend against cyber threats. So a preventive measure, one example would be the secure internet surfing, blocking government workstations from malicious content. An example of a proactive measure is putting government digital services through security testing to discover and remediate any potential vulnerabilities that may be there. For the systems that are online, our Security Operations Center monitors the devices and networks 24/7 to detect attacks, and should suspicious or malicious activities or payloads be detected, our incident response teams are prepared to contain quickly any attack, investigate the incident, carry out the necessary remediation and follow-up actions for recovery. And then, other than depending on a central system to defend everywhere, that's not going to be sufficient. We also conduct regular cybersecurity awareness training for our public officers, raising their cybersecurity posture in terms of their behavior, in terms of how they interact with systems. And it is this landscape, this layered defense in depth landscape, that will protect our systems from cyber threats. Thank you, sir.
Dr. Tan Woo Ming.
I thank the Minister for his answer. I've got two supplementary questions. The first is, can Minister reassure us that the government is looking at the broader potential attack surface for cyber attacks, including beyond the gov.sg domain? And this is because power and utilities companies, even if not under gov.sg, may supply a critical server and thereby be a potential attack surface by troublemakers. My second question is, can the Minister assure us that there is ongoing attention to looking for potential convergence points of risk, your acupressure points or your shatter points, whereby that point of failure can have disproportionate risk? Is there ongoing attention to such convergences of risk as well? Thank you.
SMS General.
So the answer to both questions is yes. And that sense of looking at the systems and systems of systems and the interaction between the various components of the systems is indeed the very framework that our cybersecurity agency takes. The Cybersecurity Act is applied to, and it's how we then derive the designation of critical information infrastructure, sensitive information infrastructure. And these considerations are not only for the gov.sg domain.